away a cup of tea, and he just hacks me in the back.
Right now at 11, a woman recounts the moment she got off a bus at Portland State, then was attacked by a stranger. Plus, after nearly 2 decades of waiting, a Portland landmark gets ready to reopen with both a stunning new look and a safer structure. But first, new tonight.
My heart just sank. I was like, oh God, help me now.
As a grandfather recounts the moments a food delivery driver came to his front door armed with a gun. Thanks for joining us. I'm David Molko. First tonight, we're hearing from that Vancouver man who says he had to fight to protect his family when a now former DoorDash driver brought a gun to his home to confront him, he says, all over a tip. Alma McCarty's here with the details. Alma, sounds like a pretty wild encounter.
Definitely a wild encounter, David. Part of this struggle was actually caught on camera, as you can see here, right outside of the front door. The homeowner tells me it really caught him by surprise how a situation like this over a tip could escalate.
A quiet morning in Vancouver interrupted.
This loud bang on the door, real loud, startled my daughter, and she goes, oh my gosh, who the heck's pounding on the door?
Anthony Volino explains it was the DoorDash delivery driver who'd come by the house the night before when his daughter ordered groceries.
It was a considerable amount. It was about $100 worth of food. The food was delivered to her. Apparently, she had to give a tip through the online system, which was deducted.
But the driver had apparently wanted a cash tip. And for a second, Volino thought about giving him one.
When he again said, I want my tip, that's when I said, whoa, whoa, whoa. He leaned in like I didn't hear him. And that's when I put my hand up like a stop sign and I said, hey, hey, hey. And I said, you need to leave now.
A scuffle ensued. And that's when Volino realized the man at their door had a gun in his waistband.
When I felt the steel, my heart just sank. My heart just sank. I was like, oh God, help me now. He tripped right here and he tripped up against my wife's car. And as he was on the ground, I came about right here and I leaned over and I cleared the handgun.
Vancouver police arrived soon after, identifying the suspect as Robert Delahant and arresting him. The spokesperson for DoorDash told KGW that the company has a zero-tolerance policy for harassment of any kind. What happened was unacceptable, and the dasher involved was immediately deactivated.
And my kids were in there. They were my grandkids were at the door. My daughter's outside screaming. If he would have drew that gun and missed me and shot one of my kids, it would have been devastating.
The suspect faces felony harassment, DUI, and assault charges. Neither he nor Volino was injured in this incident. David, back to you.
Yeah, what a story. Thanks so much, Alma. Okay, we have to tell you about a violent assault on the Portland State campus today, and a woman who says she had just gotten off a TriMet bus when a man attacked her with a hatchet. Catherine Cook spoke with a victim and a security guard who helped stop that suspect. Catherine?
David, they're both glad they're okay and shocked over what happened. When you see the gash on this woman's back, you'll understand why. And a warning, it's a bit graphic. On top of everything, police tell us the suspect was already banned from campus.
12 stitches later, I'm out of the hospital now.
It's the moment we met Hailey Salem as she tried to grasp what had happened to her Monday morning. How she ended up in the hospital with this massive gash in her back. The important thing?
I'm alive.
It was just after 11 a.m. Hailey, fresh off a TriMet bus, walked up to this trash can on Southwest 6th and Jackson near PSU. She says right behind her was a man with a hatchet.
I went to throw away a cup of tea, and he just hacks me in the back. He was like, get the away from me, and then just boom.
Hailey started to bleed onto her shoes, onto her purse. She yelled for help. As fate would have it, this all happened right in front of a transit security office. Hailey took this video of a security guard following the suspect across the street. She says the man threatened him with the hatchet before getting doused with pepper spray.
The security guard ends up tackling him later, and he definitely got arrested, guys.
That's pretty shocking even for me, and I've been here a very long time.
Security guard Cameron Dunbar Yamaguchi ran out to help his coworker.
He's fine, yeah, he did a good job. I'm really proud of him for having the bravery to respond as quickly as he did and control that situation.
Together, Cameron says they held down the suspect, 42-year-old Daniel Dickens, until police showed up and arrested him. PSU campus public safety tells us they've arrested Dickens before, and that he's excluded from campus.
What in the world? What is Portland coming to?
Hailey's just glad to be alive. She's glad for the 12 stitches holding her back together. And she's glad to offer this advice to anyone who'll listen.
Literally watch your back. Because just be safe out here. Because the one time I'm out here by myself, just walking from the bus to my friend's house, boom, something happened.
How she could manage to smile after all of that was beyond me. We appreciate her sharing with us tonight. The Portland Police Bureau's Major Crimes Unit is investigating the assault. Also in a statement, TriMet said they commend the transit security officer for his awareness and responding to the assist when he saw the attack. David?
Yeah, just really glad she's okay. Appreciate your reporting, Catherine. By the way, we're learning more about another stabbing, this one in Salem, that left a dozen people injured at a shelter Sunday evening. The suspect, 42-year-old Tony Williams, has now been charged with attempted murder and 11 counts of assault. During an outburst in Marion County Court today, Williams refuted the charges against him. Authorities say Williams stabbed 12 people at the Union Gospel Mission, including 2 shelter employees, after a bag check. Tonight, at least 5 people remain in the hospital. A witness describing what he saw.
I seen him stab 5 people, so yeah, it was like out of a horror film. The guy that is my friend and sleeps right next to me, he got stabbed. He was, like I said, a foot away, and he got stabbed in the back.
Authorities say the initial investigation suggests this was not a targeted attack. Williams, who was on his way to Deschutes County and was new to the shelter, police say remains in jail without bail. Well, developing tonight, we're looking into a report of what might be the first ICE arrest at a Portland courthouse, part of President Trump's new immigration policies. Attorneys for a woman, a Mexican national seeking asylum, say she was arrested by ICE agents in the federal building downtown after a hearing today. Lawyers with the Innovation Law Lab who are representing the woman say she was appearing for that hearing as part of her asylum claim. But as she left the courtroom, ICE agents arrested her. Her lawyers say they fear she will be deported and have filed an emergency petition to stop it. The woman, who is transgender, her lawyers say, suffered violence at the hands of a dangerous cartel and came to the U.S. in late 2023. We've reached out to immigration officials for comment, but have not yet heard back. We'll keep you posted, of course, as we learn more. To get you caught up on tonight's other headlines now, there are new details on a firebomb attack on a Jewish community group in Colorado. Warning, some of the video here is really difficult to watch. The suspect, 45-year-old Mohammed Sabri Soliman, is now charged with a federal hate crime. Soliman is an Egyptian national who officials say was living in the U.S. illegally after his visa expired. He's accused of using a makeshift flamethrower along with Molotov cocktails to attack a group honoring Israeli hostages still held by Hamas. A total of 12 people were injured. 8 of those were hospitalized. Authorities say the suspect planned this attack for more than a year.
He said he wanted them all to die. He had no regrets, and he would go back and do it again. He said that he had previously tried to purchase a firearm, but resorted to the Molotov cocktails when he could not purchase a gun.
The state of Colorado has charged Soliman with 8 counts of attempted murder. In Woodburn, a woman is facing DUI and hit-run charges after authorities say she hit a motorcyclist Saturday night, then kept going. Police say 32-year-old Brenda Alvarez Gonzalez was driving erratically on Highway 99E. The motorcyclist also left before officers arrived and has not been identified. Police are asking anyone who witnessed that crash or helped at the scene to contact them. And local law enforcement have arrested dozens of people, recovered thousands of dollars in property during their latest large-scale retail theft sting. We're talking everything from guns to a stolen car. In an operation on Friday, Portland police arrested 36 people and recovered $3,000 worth of property. Other agencies around the state also participated in the nationwide retail theft mission. Okay, let's take you outside on this Monday night with the Rose Festival now in full swing. 58 degrees in the Rose City after a gorgeous start to the week, with much more where that came from. Matt Sfinos here with the first look at your weather impact forecast. Matt?
All right, David, thanks a lot. It is a clear night out there, and Another night where we have the chance to see the northern lights over the northwest. This picture is from last night. Jay Shaw at Shutterbag Shaw on Instagram took this picture of the Vista House up at Crown Point with the northern lights in the background. Just a beautiful, beautiful display. So what about our chances for tonight? Well, we're right on the edge of the view line. That's what this blue line is. North of that, the chances go up. So we're right there. Look north, get away from city lights. That is key. Let your eyes adjust to the light and be patient, because sometimes it takes a little while for them to develop. But the best time is basically from now till about 2 a.m. That's the latest forecast from the Space Weather Prediction Center in terms of the activity of the solar particles that are reaching Earth and going into the Earth's magnetic field. So again, I'm saying there's a chance yet again tonight. It's a nice night out there too. 58 in Portland. Cooling off though once you get away from the city. It's 54 in Hillsborough, 59 in Troutdale over in Eastern Oregon, 66 still in the Dalles, and down to 54 in Bend. So a nice night, a cool night, but not really that cold of a night. And another beautiful day on the way for tomorrow. Check out our day planner for tomorrow. We'll be 52 at 8 a.m. by 11 a.m. 67 in the 70s by early afternoon, and we'll top out a little bit warmer than what we did today. And there's some even warmer days in the 7-day forecast, David.
Yeah, another gorgeous day. Thanks, Matt. Well, tonight we're catching you up on one of the biggest projects the city of Portland has ever seen. It's the restoration of the Washington Park Reservoir. Joe Ranieri takes a look at what lies beneath and the brand new reflecting pool and plaza soon to open on top.
It was nearly a decade ago when construction started on the Washington Park Reservoir. Today, it's almost ready to reopen to the public. The big reason the reservoir needed to be replaced, its age.
We did this project in order to replace drinking water that existed here at Washington Park, built in 1894. Those were aging reservoirs.
Logistical challenges slow down the project, like having to reinforce the ground above, which moves about 1/4 of an inch every year.
We actually had to build it within an ancient landslide. So there is an ancient landslide that starts up at the Japanese Garden and then tows out down here where our reservoirs are.
Crews used a material almost like styrofoam that will prevent force from hitting and damaging the reservoir in case of a slide or a large Cascadia subduction zone earthquake.
Up here, we used what's called a compressible inclusion, and we're going to accommodate the slide. We're just going to let that crush together. It still puts a load on the tank, but it will not crack the concrete.
Now when people walk through this park,
the fence that we're standing on next to right now, the vertical elements of these are from 1894 from the original fence.
They'll get a sense of the old charm that was once here.
Yeah, so when people come here, what they're going to see is they're going to see reflecting pools, but what they see is not why we actually did this project.
And appreciate why crews invested so much time and effort to make this a safer place for the 360,000 customers on the west side.
Yeah, it's a fantastic feeling to finally get this done. At the beginning, we had all these architectural renderings, and now that we're out here, you can take a look around and see how beautiful it is.
Joe Ranieri, KGW News.
I love that design. Well, the city of Portland is scaling back a street plaza in the Pearl District after a couple of years of repeated complaints and permit violations by several businesses. PBOT says oversized enclosed dining structures are blocking emergency access and public use along Northwest 13th. It's given the businesses multiple warnings and extensions to comply with requested changes. Now, PBOT says the 3 businesses, including Star Pizza, will be fined $500 a day until the structures are removed.
It really hurts us in the summertime. We have a lot of people that love to be out on the patio without the roof that we had. We're going to have less shade out there, which is going to make it less desirable for anybody visiting for lunchtime.
Well, once the businesses remove the structures, PBOT says it intends to open 3 blocks to vehicles. Only 1 block between Northwest Everett and Flanders will remain a pedestrian-only space.